Hello everyone, and welcome to Andrea Davis Cancer Coaching, where I answer your questions about how to feel better and reduce side effects and also help your body fight cancer more effectively. I'm Andrea Davis, in case that wasn't obvious, and today I'm going to be answering a question from one of my email subscribers about how to sleep better. Now, this is a great question. I think, people have been maybe having trouble with this more since the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's actually, it's important for all of us to sleep well, but it's even more important for cancer patients because actually there's a 2017 peer-reviewed study that shows that cancer patients who have significant sleep problems actually have a higher mortality rate. So this is something to really pay attention to. So I just want to mention before we dive in that I'm not a doctor or healthcare professional. I'm a coach, and this information is definitely not meant to be a substitute for good medical care, but rather to complement it, to work with it. So I trust you're all getting good medical care, hopefully, for any big problems that you're having. So the woman who asked today's question is a breast cancer survivor, and she spends a lot of time helping cancer patients. She's 73. She taught elementary school in New York City for about 30 years, and I'm sure she was a really amazing teacher. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1998. Luckily, it was stage 0. She had surgery. It recurred in 2001, and she had another surgery, and she's been cancer-free since that time. So she retired from teaching about 10 years ago, and since then she's been volunteering for the nonprofit organization Share Cancer Support as a facilitator for their breast cancer support group in Queens, New York. And she also does lobbying with the National Breast Cancer Coalition, and she volunteers with the American Cancer Society doing patient support. So I just want to really give a shout out to her and all that she does to ease the way for breast cancer patients. I think it's pretty fabulous. So she occasionally had problems sleeping before the pandemic, but since the pandemic really hit New York City, it's been a lot harder for her to get a good night's sleep. So now, at first when she and I talked, I suggested that she try taking melatonin because I'd heard that that was something that could be helpful. And so melatonin's a hormone. It's produced by a pea-sized gland in our brains called the pineal gland. And we normally produce about 10 times as much melatonin at night as during the day. And those elevated levels help promote sleep. So interestingly, there are also studies showing that melatonin can act as an anti-tumor agent, especially for hormone-dependent cancers. So it can be anti-cancer. So I was like, gosh, why not take melatonin? But when I looked a little into the issue in a little more depth, I found out that if you take melatonin supplements regularly, your body will probably stop producing as much melatonin, and that's definitely not what we want to have happen. There can also be side effects from taking melatonin, so headaches, daytime drowsiness, depression are a few of them. There can be other ones. It can interact with certain medications, so if you do want to try taking it occasionally, you want to just double check with your doctor. And so if you're really struggling with not getting enough sleep, taking supplemental melatonin could be a short-term strategy. If you do, just try taking 1 milligram or less 30 to 60 minutes before you go to bed. But what we want long-term is for you to optimize your body's own production of melatonin, which is dramatically affected by your exposure to light. So here are 3 ways to do that. So number 1 is getting outdoors every day, ideally for 30 to 60 minutes. So getting that exposure to natural light will help your body produce melatonin at night. And ideally 10 or 15 of those minutes should be in the morning, ideally the early morning, because getting out in the sun in the morning ramps up your serotonin production. And serotonin gets converted to melatonin at night. And it just helps to set your circadian clock. Your body's like, okay, it's early morning, it's light, and your body kind of knows, when nighttime's going to come. So getting outdoors every day, especially in the morning. And then number 2, avoid using your computer or smartphone or TV for an hour or two before bed. So these devices all emit blue light, which interferes with melatonin production. And number 3 is make sure your bedroom is completely dark, like 100%. So even like the little bit of light, like the light from an alarm clock, that can disrupt your pineal gland's production of melatonin. So if you can't get your bedroom to be 100% dark, you want to wear an eye mask or something over your eyes. So besides those 3 things to help your body produce melatonin at night, there's 6 more things that might help you sleep better that I found. So one is spending time in nature. So in a study of over 250,000 people, researchers found that those who reported the most nights of poor sleep spent the least amount of time in nature. So I'm hoping for you that you can get out into a beautiful place outdoors somewhere. Number 2, mindfulness meditation. So a 2014 peer-reviewed study showed that taking a course in mindfulness meditation helped people sleep better. So I looked up the course that they were talking about in the study, and it costs $165. So I found a free one. Hopefully this will be more useful to you. And this free one is taught by a teacher with really good credentials. And that's at palouse-mindfulness.com, P-A-L-O-U-S-E mindfulness.com. So that would be a resource for you. Or listening to guided meditations. You could do that too if you don't want to actually take a whole class. Number 3 is eliminating caffeine and alcohol. So the effects of caffeine can last for up to 24 hours. And alcohol, while it's a short-term sedative, longer term, as we go on into the night, it promotes a kind of sleep that's really not restful. So eliminating caffeine and alcohol is another tip. Number 4 is eating lightly at night, which can often help. So eating a light meal and not eating too close to bedtime. So for me, it's like eating 1 or 2 hours at least before bed. And also eating a balanced diet that emphasizes vegetables and fruit, whole grain, and lean protein. That generally does help people sleep better. Number 5, taking a hot bath or shower about 1.5 to 2 hours before bed. So this will increase your core temperature, your inner body temperature, and then when you get out, it'll drop. And that drop, signals the body that it's time for sleep. And then number 6, establishing a calming bedtime routine. So your body and nervous system will love and respond to a calming routine. So maybe a little bit of reading, listening to some music, listening to a short guided meditation, something like that will help you slow down and get ready for sleep. So I wrote some things down, but just to recap quickly before I get my papers out here, you could try taking melatonin as a short-term strategy, but I would say don't take it for more than about 14 days in a row, and best to just take it occasionally. If you do take it, try taking 1 milligram or less. And longer term, you want to boost your body's natural production of melatonin. So to boost those nighttime melatonin levels, I hope you can see this, get outdoors. Avoid screens, smartphone, TV, computer, 1 to 2 hours before bed, and no light in the bedroom, 0. And then 6 more tips. I hope you can see it. 1 is spend time in nature. That helps. Practice mindfulness meditation. That's been shown to help. Eliminate caffeine and alcohol. Eat lightly at night. Take a hot bath or shower 1.5 to 2 hours before bed, and establish a calming routine. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you found this helpful. Please like this video and post a comment. Let us know which tip you're going to try, or if you've tried some of these things already. And then sign up for my email list if you haven't done so you can be the first to find out about my latest videos, and so that you can ask me a question that I can address on a video about how to feel better, have fewer side effects, and help your body fight cancer more effectively. So you can post a comment telling me you want to sign up for the email list, or send an email to Andrea at AndreaDavisCancerCoaching.com, and in the subject line say sign me up. So subscribe to my channel here if you haven't already. And that is it for today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.